What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Knives of the Round Table. My name is Marco, and today I've got kind of a little fun one for you. This is the Terrain 365 Mini Butterfly, and this is just, it's a package opener. It's what it really is, but it's in the form of a bally song, and some knives just bring a smile to your face, and that's kind of the place that this one has in my collection. I am not a bally song guy. I don't even have any skills to deploy and to do any kind of tricks with it, and it's far too small to even attempt it. So let me give you a tour of the knife, and then more than a review, this is kind of an overview. It will be called a review, but it's not a utilitarian blade, so there's more than me telling you that it's cool. There won't be a lot to it. So the Mini Butterfly comes in two variants. It comes in M390 blade, which this one is not, and then it comes in a Terravantium blade. Let me see if I can, can you see that Terravantium? So Terravantium is a non-metallic element, okay? And so what you get is a blade that loses some edge retention, okay? The edge on this is not gonna, the edge retention on this is not gonna match M390, not even close. It's not even gonna approach like S35VN. But what you get is, because there's no metal in it, so what you get is fully rust-proof material. Terrain 365, they have the Invictus, they have several other models that they do in this Terravantium, and it's for the material is more for those who are, in constantly damp situations. If you want to have it on a boat, those kinds of things. So you sacrifice some performance in exchange for rust proof, okay? Because this cannot rust. So what you have is a very small blade, okay? So let me just over 2 inches. It's really, really, really small. I'll give you some size comparisons here in a second. You have a titanium, I don't know, frame scales. I don't know what you call it in a bally song. And then it has this. It has a lock on it, but the lock acts a little bit strange because when it's in the closed position, okay, it goes like that. When it's open, you have to kind of feed it through the other scale, the other side, and then bring it down like so, and then it locks. It has a pocket clip for carry, and because of its size, you can imagine that it's very easy to carry. So that's kind of what you have here. And let me give you some size comparisons just to give you an idea. There it is against the Paramilitary 2. So it's a monster. When you see the Para 2 compared to it, it's really a monster here. Now, when you compare it to the Para 3, well, it's still a monster. So it's a tiny, tiny, tiny knife. It's more of a gimmicky, gadgety kind of thing. That's a full-size bug out. And even the mini bug out, which is a small knife, but everybody's standards, dwarfs it in comparison. So let me, again, I'll go through my review, but this is not a utilitarian knife. So what you have is, ergonomics, probably, 3 fingers at best, and you can hold on to it like that. It's okay to hold this way, but again, this is for just really, really minor cutting tasks, right? More than opening packages and letters and that kind of stuff. You're not going to need to really bear down on this one, right? So ergonomics, they're not great. Action It's I mean, it's really smooth. But again, it's so small that the doing the deployment, you know, it's hard to grab onto because it's just the scales are just too small. I mean, you look at my hand, I wear large gloves, and look at that. It's hard to hold on to, and maybe a little dangerous to try and balisong out. So I think the action is very smooth. I think I think, yeah, it's running. I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna rotate it slowly so it catches the light. But it has phosphor bronze washers, but it runs really smoothly on those phosphor bronze washers. It runs amazingly smooth. Cutting, so it's a very thin blade. Let me see if I can give you the thickness of it here. How do I do this here? So that's against the bug out. So comparable to the to the thickness of the blade of the bug out, maybe a little less. Let me see if there's a better way to do this, like that. So it's a little thinner than the bug out. So it's a relatively good slicer, But again, the things that you're going to be cutting with this is just not a lot, right? It's a very small knife. It's really not a utilitarian knife. This is a knife that you have because it brings a smile to your face and because it's something different to have in your collection, and you can do some minor tasks with it. So cutting is okay. It's really good for those minute minor tasks that you're gonna have. Opening packages, good to go, right? Draw cuts. I mean, it kind of disappears in my hand. Look, it's crazy. It's crazy small. Now fit and finish, I think fit and finish is excellent. I haven't had the opportunity to try any of Terrain 365's other knives, but the one that I have, it's really well done. It flicks beautifully. The the action is really smooth. It's I don't know if you do have center on that side and centered on that side, so you have perfect centering on both scales. The lock, it works excellent. There's enough tension there to so that it doesn't come out, and there's enough tension when it's open to prevent it from closing on you. So I think the fit and finish on this is excellent. I don't have any any grievances against this knife. It's when I bought it, it's a small knife. It's a gimmicky knife, but sometimes some of these things just bring a smile to your face. Kind of like if you look at the 5 knives that make me happy. I'm gonna link to it towards the end of the video. But if you see that one, you'll see that one of the knives that makes me happy, or the one that made the end, it's a small Coke tool Warhawk, and it's even smaller than this. But some of them, some objects we have just for the pleasure of owning the object. Yeah, they have some utility. You can use them, and I do use them. It is my rule of collecting that I will carry and use every single one of my knives. But some of them have a lot more utility than others, and this is certainly not one of them. But if this is about $250 or thereabouts, and I would recommend it if you've tried a lot of other stuff, if your collection is to a point where you want something a little different, something that brings a smile to your face, then this is where you get that one, right? It's certainly not my recommendation for your first knife, not even your second or your 10th knife. This is kind of your 50th knife kind of thing, something that brings this just a little extra joy to your collection. Something that when you put it on a wall, and you know, they see this one, they're like, well, what about that little one? You know, that's what this one is for. Okay, so guys, again, this is more of a light and fun and airy one. This is not a utility blade. This is not about hard use, hard cutting tasks. This is not about any of that. This is just about the enjoyment of collecting and owning something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Don't hit the notifications. Nobody likes to get emails. You know where to find me. And until I see you at the next one, take care.